Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a tarot spread for you guys for wherever you are at right now in your path. So this spread is going to uncover what to focus on, what action to take, what to leave behind, and your outcome. So you can meditate on whatever question that you have, or you can simply just remain open to this message, and you're going to choose a spread. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. And we're going to get started. If you choose number 1, we're going to get started right away. And if you choose spread 2 or 3, then head to the comments below where my lovely subscribers post the timestamps for me. Thank you guys so much for helping me with that. You all know I have dyslexia, and when I used to post the timestamps, I would get them mixed up a lot. So just want to say thank you to those of you guys who stop and take the time to put up the timestamps. I really, really am so thankful for this community. And let's see what we have here in this reading. So for those of you guys who choose the first spread, let's get started. So the first cards we have is what to focus on. Okay, so it looks like you are in a union with a soulmate, or perhaps somebody new has come into your love life. So I see a group of you guys where you're in a new relationship, or you have come together with someone who's a soulmate or a twin flame, and this is a romantic relationship, and it's very, very positive. This could be fresh, like this could be happening right now, or could have happened over the past 2 or 3 months. So as far as what to focus on, you're in the honeymoon stage with this person, you're just enjoying getting to know them or reconnecting with them, you're having an amazing time with them. And so this is the celebration card. I don't feel like there's anything else for you to focus on right now. Obviously you have responsibilities and stuff like that, keep going, but this is saying this is what's in front of you for a reason right now. Allow yourself to enjoy, allow yourself to be in the moment, celebrate this connection, have fun with it. Maybe you feel kind of guilty because you're like, ooh, I'm having too much fun, or is the universe gonna come and smite me and take everything away? Who else feels like that sometimes, where when something really good is happening, you're looking over your shoulder and sometimes waiting for the other shoe to drop? That is our past kind of haunting us. So there's a message here to just let go of the past, enjoy what is good in your life right now with this relationship. Go forward. You're gonna feel a little bit of fear and doubt every time you connect with somebody in love. You kind of worry oh, but what if we break up, or what if this doesn't work out, but it's so worth it to just embrace love. Just embrace love. That is what you're supposed to focus on right now. Just embrace love and be present with this beautiful emotion in your life. And we're seeing the simplicity card telling you not to overthink it. Don't overanalyze this connection. Just have fun and enjoy it. Now, those of you guys who are single and no one has come in your life yet, this could be a message focus on creating a good energy around love by embracing the friendships that are already in your life and nurturing friendships and nurturing connection, and maybe having a get together with your friends, or maybe joining a group activity so you can make more friends and connection. Try adventures and doing things that are spontaneous, and just simplify your worries and doubts by reminding yourself and affirming to yourself that true love is out there. Love is coming soon. I'm ready for my soulmate. I'm ready for my twin flame. Affirmations like that. This is a message love is coming very soon. Focus on the good vibes around love instead of focusing on the lack of not having a connection. Now, if you're in a relationship, this is saying maybe to focus on the relationship, to build the relationship, to focus on having a more harmonious union. Find ways to connect with your partner, maybe do a little weekend getaway or have a date night. Do something special to celebrate your connection and your union, and just keep it simple. Sometimes the littlest things will remind your partner that you're still in it to win it with them. And this is saying just simplify this energy between you guys. So that is the message that I'm getting for what to focus on. Now we're going to go ahead and look into what action to take. So what action are you being called to take at this time in your life? So I feel like part of this action is more like a way of being. Sometimes action is like going out and doing something. That's a lot of times what we think action is about. But this might be about just a way of being in your life. This is a way of being where you're really into the knowingness. You're embracing the knowingness of your safety, of your protection, that the universe is watching over you. Because the first card here was talking about maybe a little bit of fear in the relationship, but like all is well. So this card is just saying like all is well. Like some of you guys are being called to a new path. And so it's saying take action on this new path, take this risk with this person or in this relationship you're in, or be ready to take a risk or be ready to take a new path with someone and know you'll be safe. Like know that this is happening for a reason. And you do have free will. You know, there are some things in your life that do happen out of your control, but you always have free will. You always get to be the one to make the decision of how you want to react or respond to whatever situation is happening in your life. So sometimes just reminding yourself, like, I am in control, like this is my life, is so powerful. And so this gives you the ability to be able to take responsibility. So responsibility is the ability to respond to whatever is presenting itself to you in your life. So it's really like you're being called to take a risk. You're being called to go on a new path. It's the beginning of something new. It's like a new chapter in your relationship. It's a new relationship or preparing yourself for a new relationship. So very interesting. Your action is really just to respond, be open to the new path, take the first step, take the risk, know that you're safe and protected, and go for it. You're being guided, and you do have free will. So the next message for you is all about a new energy. This is kind of like what to let go of in your life. So what do you need to leave behind in order to embrace this new energy? What do you need to let go of? Okay, so right away, I'm getting this message for those of you who haven't connected with a new love yet, to let go of timelines. I talked to a lot of people who are really disappointed because they've been trying to manifest new love and it didn't happen in a couple weeks. Or people who've been single for like a year or two or longer, and they're upset and they're just like, you know, I can never attract love, and they take it personally and they're like, I'm ugly, or I'm fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, or I'm not muscular enough, or I'm not tall enough, or like, you know, a lot of people will start blaming it on their appearance or like how they are, their personality. And it's so sad, and I've been there, okay? I'm not above that. I've been there. I've had some single days in my past where I felt just like, I'm a loser. Like, no one wants to be with me. But the more that like I kind of look back on my past and see the relationships I've had, I like notice how they came in my life at a specific time for a specific reason. I learned certain lessons and blessings with them, and also the time that I had single, those were some of the best days of my life. Like, I kind of learned more about myself, and like that's how I really like found out who I was. And so I feel like you learn a lot about yourself in relationships, but you also learn a lot about yourself being single. So this is saying release timelines. Maybe there's a reason that you're not connecting with someone just yet. And if you're not connecting with someone, I always tell people, don't just wait around and expect that person to save you, or expect the person that comes in to make your life fun and spontaneous. Like, you create an awesome life for yourself, so that person becomes the cherry on top to your already amazing life. And so maybe you need to let go of just waiting, or let go of thinking like, not until I get married or not until I connect with someone will I be happy. And I think a lot of us know, like, you shouldn't place your happiness in another person, and you shouldn't like have expectations that it be a specific person, or that it like happen in a certain way, but then, I don't know, our ego brain, our reptilian brain, our human mind, whatever, we'll get fixated on one person, or we'll get fixated on it happening in a certain time, and we tell ourselves, if it doesn't happen this way, with this specific person, with this, then I'm never going to be happy, and I'm going to be alone. And like, this is about just being open. And I feel like that's what leaving behind mindsets where you feel like it's supposed to happen a certain way, or maybe that it's supposed to happen with a certain person. Some people think that there's this one person that's their twin flame, and it turns out it's the other person that's right under your nose the whole time, or it turns out it's someone you meet 2 years from now. And then, you know, you're always going to have certain connections with certain people. You're going to have love with many people. You're going to have many soulmates, but just be open to like who your twin flame really is. And just because someone's not your twin flame doesn't mean you don't have a really deep soul connection with them. So let go of trying to label, you know, let go of trying to like figure out what certain connections are, and just be present with them. And that's a big message for a lot of you guys. Those of you guys who are in relationships, I feel this message, like, let go of expecting your partner to be the one to like do everything. Like, sometimes we get frustrated because our partner isn't doing this or isn't doing that, or we feel like, oh, they're just boring and they're not doing this. Like, you get out and live your life, and if you want your partner to be more exciting or more fun, or to pursue you more, take action and like go out and like spice things up, and like join a new class, or try something new, or like add some newness to your life and mix up your routine. And at first it might throw your partner off, but then they'll catch up. That energy is contagious, and like they'll kind of do their own thing as well. Like, the best thing you can do is just be an example, and just, you can't change your other people, you can only change yourself. And like, maybe that'll be enough to change your perception of like of how your partner is, and like what you're trying to project onto them. Those of you guys who are in the newer relationships, this is saying letting go of just what you expect from this relationship. It's good to have standards, and it's good to have boundaries. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just like, if you expect this person to like ask you out, or like define the relationship, or tell you they love you at a certain time, or to marry you, or to this, or move in with you, like sometimes we get so worried about what's the next thing in the relationship, that we forget to just be, and like realize that our relationships take organic growth. So this is really just about letting go of mindsets here. Hopefully something in there will resonate for you. So the last thing is the outcome. The outcome of this situation. This reading really surprisingly had to do with relationships. It's so interesting. I was not expecting that. I have not seen any of these cards. So the outcome, oh my goodness, is happiness. I love that message. The outcome is listening. And I feel like that's something you learn in relationships with communication. You learn to listen to yourself, and you learn to listen to your partner. I also feel like the outcome for a lot of you guys is like new beginnings, and setting some goals with your partner, or just for yourself. It's like the outcome after like moving through this process is you like setting some new goals and new intentions and moving forward. The outcome is, for some of us in this situation, is also realizing patterns, the patterns that we continue, and the roles that we play in relationships, and like observing that, and being able to change that, and realizing the cycles and the seasons that we go through in relationships. Very interesting. But overall, the outcome is happiness. Beautiful card to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Let me know what you think below. I think this one's kind of a different one. Let me know if you guys really like spreads. When I do personal readings, I tend to use more spreads. And yeah, if you're interested in a personal reading, all the information's below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 2, we're gonna get into this spread for you. Are you guys excited? Okay, so what I have for you guys here is what to focus on, what action to take, what to leave behind, and the outcome. So let's look into what to focus on. Okay, so I am seeing some kind of struggle in your life right now, and I'm pretty sure that right when I said that struggle, like the situation or the scenario literally popped in your mind. So I feel like for everyone it's different, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a struggle. And sometimes it's easier for us to focus on the struggle than it is for us to focus on like other cool stuff that's happening in our life. Sometimes it's frustrating when people are like, gratitude, just be positive, when you're like in the middle of this crazy struggle. And so it's all about authenticity here. I feel like this is saying like, be practical, like focus on the struggle. Sometimes people say whatever you focus on grows, but I feel like the way to tackle this is not to ignore it, not to just go off and do gratitude and pretend like it's not happening. Like there is action that's being required of you, and this is saying be loyal to yourself by focusing on the struggle. You see, this is such a perfect combination where you see this archer here, like here at the struggle, and it's like, I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna make something happen here. And so I feel like this is saying like maybe not getting too comfortable where you're at. This reminds me of a story from my life that maybe you guys have heard before. But okay, look, I was in this job, okay, for 13 years. And it was crazy. And like it was really good for me when I was younger because I started the job when I was 15 and I was really good at it. I was really talented at it. I spent so many years on it. I got so good at this job, and I got promoted and I was doing okay. And I had just enough money to keep the lights on, food on my table, and to take an occasional like beach trip. But I was struggling. I wasn't growing like forward in my gifts and talents. I was really tired because it was a really physical job, and like I just came home and like I ate Chipotle and like watched Netflix and went to bed every day. And it just, I was hanging out with the wrong friends, people that I had just outgrown, and like partying a lot. Nothing wrong with partying, but like just partying a lot. And just my lifestyle and everything I was choosing, it just didn't feel authentic, and I eventually outgrew it. And it was a struggle, but the thing was, I was comfortable. I had enough to party and, take the beach trip and hang out with my boyfriend, and had some friends, and, could get groceries and, buy new clothes every once in a while. But really I was struggling. My apartment was falling apart. My bank account was always going down to zero. It was scary sometimes. Like, I had all these different crazy roommates coming in and out of my place. I didn't have a car. I don't know, like there were cool parts about that time in my life, but after a while, after like 13 years, there was a point where I was like, okay, well, I want to be an adult. Like I want to travel. I have other goals in my life. I have other aspirations. There's a part of me that really wants to make art and do fashion, and I'd like to have my own house or a better apartment or live in a different town. I've been here my whole life. Like, it was kind of like that. But because it was so comfortable, and I was going to have to really get out of my comfort zone to make changes, I stayed there forever. So for my integrity, and integrity is like doing the right thing or doing the right thing when no one's watching, or like, for my integrity, I eventually had to be like, no, this is enough. I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to stop being lazy. I'm going to save money instead of just spending it on shoes and stupid stuff and like concert tickets and like just random ass stuff that just made me feel better in the moment but didn't improve my life. And I was just like, I got to figure this shit out. So maybe that's kind of what you're going through. If that resonated with you, maybe that's literally what you're going through, but it could be something else. This could be a relationship that you're comfortable in but doesn't fit you anymore. This could be like just a situation, a relationship, your job, where you're living, like anything, like a habit that you have, maybe an addiction that you have, who knows? So listen to what messages are coming up, or whatever that first thing that was that popped in your head with this struggle. And I feel like you have to focus on it. You have to be loyal to yourself. You have to like have integrity and realize like there's a part of you that's not happy. And even though you're kind of complacent or you're comfortable here, there are changes that need to be made. And that's okay, and it's not going to happen overnight. You don't have to feel super defeated about it. Just realizing, I've gotten to this point. I've let it get this out of control, but now I need to do something here. So that's kind of what the focus is. Not a horrible thing, Like I said, for me, I was thankful. I had my needs provided for in that situation. I was living a decent life. It's just I realized enough is enough. I need to move forward. So maybe that's where you're at. Now, the next thing is like, what do you need to do? What action do you need to take? So this is so perfect. This says being open to your dreams. You've had little dreams and little fantasies, little ideas that have been kind of poking at you and kind of pestering you and being like, I'm here, like I want to be expressed through you. Your dreams are speaking to you. And this is saying be open to it. I had the most amazing conversation with someone the other day about how like they've gotten really far in their life, but they had this one dream, and the way they talked about their dream, they were just sad. They were just like, yeah, I could probably never do it, but I'd be really happy if I did it. And so we talked about this dream for a while, and like we kind of together came up with some practical steps, and like by the end of the conversation, this person and me, we were both just like, yeah, you could literally do this. You could make it happen. And it was just so crazy because seeing that person's attitude and perception change for the dream, like, and opening up to the dream and giving it space and like being like, okay, how can I fit this in my life? How can I make this happen? Even if it's just a tiny little step, it makes you feel so much better. And you know what I always say? Might as well die trying. Maybe your dreams are like, let's say you want to be a singer, but you are like feeling defeated because you're like, I'm never going to be like Lady Gaga or whatever. What if you just were like, maybe start by practicing singing 10 minutes a day to your favorite songs? What if you just signed up for a vocal coach, What if you signed up for a local choir? Like, what if you just kind of got back into it or did like musical theater or something? Like, that would probably make you so happy, like, for hypothetically, not to everyone. I know not every single person here is a singer, but that would probably make you really happy and you'd feel really good and you meet new friends and you'd be doing what you love, great energy. And then who knows, what if you could get to that level? Like, what if you just kept going? Like, might as well die trying, just keep going. You'll have fun along the way. So that's kind of the message here. This is saying you got to get out there. So this is about you getting out, like in my situation, looking for a new job or like trying to start working on creative stuff, putting myself out there, making new connections, leaving the situation behind, taking radical action. And then this is also saying maybe what's preventing you from moving forward and taking action is you're like, in order to move forward, I have to have money. So that's something that holds a lot of people back. It's like, oh, well, in order to take that class, I have to have $300 a month and I just don't have that. Well, you're going to have to figure it out. That means get a new job. That means go on Pinterest and find 3-ingredient meals and stop eating out and getting fast food every day and stop spending tons of money with all your friends going to Vegas and stuff like that. You budget, basically. You'll be surprised how much money you're spending on random stupid stuff. That means taking on a side job or side hustle, like just coming up with a bunch of ideas and just choosing one. And so, yeah, this is taking radical action and just being open to your dreams and giving it time, starting with the first little baby step. So next, this is what to leave behind. What to leave behind. Well, this definitely represents in this situation just doubt and fear that like you're gonna fail, and if you change your situation, you're gonna F up your life and like everything's gonna fall apart. That's what I think I was afraid of, is that it was a struggle in my situation staying in that job. But I was so comfortable, I was like, what if it gets worse? Like, I fought so hard just to get to this level. What if it gets worse? Or what if I go back? Or what if I fail? But honestly, a lot of life is about taking risks. Think about the risks that you took to get where you're at and how it did work out. You're gonna have to take risks moving forward. And this is how you use magic. I think what really empowered me in my life was realizing like the law of attraction and was realizing how powerful our mindset and our words are was realizing like how powerful each one of us is. Like we are part of the universe. We are part of the plants and the animals and like the forces of nature and the collective consciousness. And like it's so like when you look around at the world and the stars and the sky and like just everything, the crazy buildings people have built here and architecture and it just all of a sudden you realize like this is a really crazy like magical world, and I can do whatever I want. And if you can just free yourself to take a risk or to change your perception, magic can happen. Sometimes like something happens because it has to. Like when I moved to LA, I was just like, I don't know if I can afford this. I don't know if I can make this happen. I moved to get out of this job and to like move forward with my creative goals. I was just like, but it has to, and I'm gonna find a way. And I did, and it worked out. Like trust in yourself to be, if you take this risk and if you follow through and you take the action, that you'll catch yourself if you fall. That if any obstacles come your way, you'll make it through because you have to. You know? So it's a necessity to keep going. So take calculated risks, use your logic, you know. I don't want anyone here to do something stupid like, you know what, I'm just gonna quit my job. I don't have anything lined up. I've only got $5 in the bank. My rent's due next week. I don't have anybody to help support me. I don't have any credit. I'm just gonna figure it out. Yeah. Like, you know, take a calculated risk, use your logic, but, you know, there is magic that will support you. You got to do your part, but then synchronicity comes into place. Then you kind of employ all of the powers and the magic of the universe behind you. You are the universe, so you can create your own reality. So this is also talking about your home. Leaving behind your home, that's really interesting. Maybe for some of you guys, you're thinking about moving, or you're thinking about moving into a new home. Maybe this is more just metaphoric, like leaving behind something that feels comfortable to you, like if it's an addiction and that just makes you feel comfortable, like, and it just helps you like get through life, because life is crazy, and then you leave that behind, you feel kind of naked, you feel kind of like abandoned or scared or just kind of like exposed. So that might be it for some of you guys. But yeah, I don't know if this will apply to everyone, but this is like leaving behind your home. And so yeah, very interesting. Final message is the outcome. This is so perfect. The outcome is you taking that risk, taking that leap of faith, being able to do it, like going on this adventure, starting over, like entering a huge growth cycle, living in the moment, trying something new. You're leaving behind people, places, things, and or situations that no longer serve you. You're trusting in yourself more. You've established more trust in yourself. You've established more trust in your future self. And you're not looking back. You're not second guessing things. Like, you're enjoying your life. You're taking a chance and seeing what happens. You're being open like a child. You're risking seeming foolish, naive, or even optimistic. And you're having more of a sense of humor. You have more of a sense of humor in your life. And this is the shaman. This is like taking control. This is making magic happen. Like, you're gonna do it. This is the outcome. And it's gonna give you more motivation for your future. Seeing how successful you're gonna be in this situation is gonna give you more motivation as you move forward. So I hope that resonates with you. Definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this message. I feel like this one really resonated with me. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys for coming to my channel. If you want a personal reading, head below. There's information below. Some of you guys have been asking about it, so it's really easy. You just go to my website and everything's laid out there. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, let's go ahead and look into this spread for you. So the first card is what to focus on. Then we have a card for what action to take. This is what to leave behind, and this is the outcome. So let's look into this, what to focus on. I know I sound like a broken record here, you guys. I talk about this a lot on the channel, but this is saying to focus on your creativity. Like, this is gonna lift you out of feeling kind of despondent or feeling kind of sad or maybe even feeling a little bit depressed. This card, the Kingfisher, is all about pulling yourself out of the emotional waters and being able to kind of rise above it. So maybe there's just something really difficult you're going through. I think a lot of us are at many times in life. You know, no one ever said life was going to be easy, right? And this is the Release card. There's some kind of burden or some kind of tension on your shoulders, something that happened in the past, or maybe the near past or distant past, that's still leaving kind of a bad taste in your mouth. And so you're it's kind of taking some energy from you, like, as you've been healing. So I feel like this message, like, you're at the tail end of a healing process and you're ready to kind of release, and creativity is going to help you with that. So that's like what to focus on. And then just compassion. Having compassion for whoever hurt you, realizing that person, you never know why it was that they came to this earth. You never know exactly what they've been through or what's going on with them. This is not to excuse them, by the way. If somebody hurt you or abused you or did something wrong, that is not right. We're not excusing them. But this is just about having compassion and just being like, well, they're on their path. They make their choices. I'm going to have no part in that. But they can do them, I'll do me way over here, you know? Doesn't mean that you're not still upset about it sometimes, you don't get angry when you think about it, or that you're just like, you know, but it does remind you to add just a dash of compassion to the situation. And when you're really, really angry, sometimes that does help you to be like, you know what? That's their business, not mine. Like, they're doing their thing over there, you know? I'll pray that they get karma. I'll pray they don't hurt anyone else the way they hurt me, but it's not my business. I'm just going to go over here, spread love and light. So maybe this is a specific person that hurt you. Not sure for everybody. Remember, this is a general message, but it's like releasing with compassion and just being like, whatever, moving on. And that will help you find serenity. It's hard to like create sometimes when you're in a really bad vibe or you're kind of in a funk. And I think what's cool is when you can create like that and you can transmute your pain. Like, I don't know why I just thought of, everyone knows about Billie Eilish right now. She's all over the internet. Her song, Bury a Friend, I think is kind of like that. Like, she had this thing happen to her. She like explained it in like some interview, and she wrote that song like as a way to express it. So you can actually express things that happen to you or people you're upset at or whatever through your art, through your creativity, whether it's singing or writing, poetry or dance or painting or whatever your medium is, making memes, whatever, and in a way also release with compassion. And so I think artwork, creativity is going to help you through this. I also think it's going to help you to express yourself and to kind of help your energies and your chakra centers. And you know what's really interesting is that the sacral chakra, your sacral chakra, which is right beneath your belly button, that is the center for creativity. It's also the center for relationships. So if you've had someone F you over, or you had something wrong with their relationship, or you got the daddy issues or the mommy issues like some of us have got, or you got a chip on your shoulder from something that happened in a relationship, it will sometimes stifle your creativity. And vice versa. If you're not flowing your creativity, sometimes it's hard to connect with people emotionally. So to heal relationships, you can work on your creativity. To heal creativity, you can work on relationships. So it's really interesting. I hope that resonates with some of you guys. So this is what to do, like what action to take. Oh my gosh, relationships. This is talking about seeking out like-minded people. This is talking about maybe getting people together to make art with you or doing like a group project. Funny enough, I've really been called to do this lately. And this is, you know, if you don't know how to do that, you don't have anyone to do that with, definitely join some type of artistic class. I can guarantee wherever you live, there's got to be some type of artistic class, and you can Google it, you can look on apps, you can, you know, just anything. Like, you can even look on little bulletin boards at coffee shops that sometimes have art classes or this or that. I think that this will help you find clarity. I think clarity is talking about clearing your sacral chakra. And look here, we see this orange flame here. It's like your sacral chakra kind of getting healed and lit up. And then it's the same for some people. This could be a career opportunity. Like you might be able to turn your creativity into a career. And I 100% make all of my income through creativity, 100%. Like I 100% only do creative jobs. I'm a makeup artist. I do social media work. You guys know I'm doing readings here, and I'm doing coaching and helping other people with their creativity. I'm doing fashion styling, casting. It's crazy. Like it's amazing once you express yourself and you just have fun. Sometimes it can turn into a job, and that's how it started for me. It was literally just having fun, connecting with people, having kind of a dream. Maybe I could do this for my job, but like just having fun mostly. And opportunities come from that. Opportunities come from connecting with people too. So that's definitely a message on action to take. Now, what to leave behind? What to leave behind? I feel like it's just that one person or that group of people that you had like a falling out with, or that like you see this blood on this person's spear. It's like this person that likes to poke at you or jab at you or tell you like you're not good enough or you can't do it, or you're always having to explain yourself to them. We've talked about these types of people on the channel before, like narcissists or energy vampires, or like whatever, people who are kind of a little toxic, we like to call them. And so it's like you're understanding these people more, you're understanding what they're like, who they are, and you're just like, I don't really want to hang out around that anymore. You want to go off for your opportunities, and you're done trying to figure out like why they did it, or trying to figure out a way to make it cool between you guys again, or you're sick of just having to always be the one that apologizes. You're just done. And so this is saying synchronicity did guide you to this person, into this relationship for a reason. You were supposed to learn this. These types of toxic people, energy vampires or narcissists or whatever, they are like the catalyst for you to figure out boundaries, for you to figure out who you really are. Sometimes having someone tell you like, you know what, you can't do it and you suck, for a while you accept that, but then you're like, you know what, I can do it and I don't suck, I'm awesome. And like having that catalyst, that thing to rub up against, is actually really interesting, important part of life. But once you find that strength in yourself and that confidence, you don't need those types of relationships anymore. You don't need those people anymore. So I feel like this is you leaving behind the victim mentality of being like, why did this happen to me? And this person, and like always going around talking about it and telling people the story over and over. It's like you just leaving it behind. And you can talk about it in therapy, you can write about it in your journal, you can make art to express it, tell a trusted friend if it's really upsetting you. But this is like letting go of this person's power they have over you, taking your power back. And so I feel like we're knowing like you would never thank the person for what they did to you, or for how they abused you or mistreated you or just rude to you. But you can thank yourself for being like, I'm going to use this as the catalyst for my greatest good. Like I am going to have stronger boundaries now. I'm going to be more perceptive when it comes to people like you. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to make some awesome art and express it. And I'm going to not let what happened define me. And I'm not going to be a victim anymore, and I'm going to thrive, and I'm going to move past this, and I'm going to cast aside this shadow that you cast around me and just throw it back and be like, not mine. And I'm going to get empowered again, and I'm going to go out and get my opportunities. I'm going to live my best life. And rubbing up against that kind of energy, that type of person, it, in a weird way, does kind of light that fire under you to like push you forward. And so you don't thank them for that, you thank yourself for how you reacted and responded to it. So it's like leaving that person, that energy behind. So the outcome of the situation, it's you making a decision to free yourself. So like you ultimately make some type of decision, like I am going to take this creative path, or I am going to try to do this creative thing for my career, or I'm going to connect with more people creatively, or I'm going to share my creative gifts with others, or I'm going to go to this creative school, or I'm going to go to this creative class and I'm going to get better at my gift, or I'm just going to have fun. And it's like you being more in your truth, because like when you are being creative, you're expressing like a huge side of you, being really vulnerable, expressing your truth. And you're feeling like in alignment. You're feeling like I did the right thing, I made the right choice. And you're feeling fulfilled and you're like more enthusiastic. Whenever I come back from a photo shoot, like working with a bunch of people and doing my creative thing, I'm like so happy and enthusiastic, and sometimes I can't even sleep that night. Like I'm super happy because I just did what I loved. When I'm done like doing readings for you guys or doing personal coaching for someone or even just doing something like this, I'm like happy and enthusiastic, and I've got this feeling like, yes, like I'm in alignment, you know? So you're gonna feel that too by being your creative self and fulfillment. You know, this is freedom. This is adventure. For some of you guys, maybe travel opportunities with new friends or something. So very exciting. I hope that this reading resonated with you guys. I am spent. Oh my gosh, that took like the last psychic juice I have for the day. I've been working on everyone's personal readings. I always am, every single day. It's every day, bro. And I hope that you guys enjoy this reading. Let me know below if it resonated with you. And if you would also like a personal reading, just head to the comments and description below. There's information about it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.